What is good, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Autumn and I'm here to help you assume the position of who it is that you want to be, because remember, you are the only thinker, the only decider in your reality. All right, you guys, so let's get into this video, because I think this is going to be a liberating video for a lot of people. And I really want to talk about double-mindedness today. And this really got me thinking, because I've had some sessions this week with some clients, and in these sessions, they were all about specific people. And the one thing that I've noticed was a lot of that hot and cold behavior, or a lot of deciding what they want, but then a lot of still looking outside of them. And it was this back and forth thing. And so what I found interesting about this was a lot of people were constantly looking at their specific person and the behaviors in them they wanted to change, but they were not consistent at all in the identity that they knew that they needed to be in order to accept and welcome in that version of that person. And this is what it means, because a lot of us, we will see hot and cold behavior in our SPs. Like one moment they come in hot, but then, something happens where they leave and then they're cold again. And then you see this play out consistently, and it seems like a dance, and it seems like it's a never-ending cycle. And also too, when it comes to money, so let's say you started making a little bit of money and it's going good, it's flowing in, it's coming in, and then you see it go dry for a while, and then it's dry for a while, then it comes in, and then it's dry. It's a consistent back and forth thing. And I really want to say, because being double-minded is about an identity problem. It's when we are looking outside of us for things to change, or looking and seeing like, oh my gosh, it's changing, but then getting fearful of the change and reverting back to an old identity. So when it comes to being double-minded, I'm going to put it up on the screen, but there's one scripture that comes to mind from James 1:8, and it says, a double-minded man is unstable in all of his ways. I think I've made this before, but I'm going to show it again. So when it comes to being double-minded here, you guys, and I see this with a lot of people. So let's take our SPs for example. And so for the old identity, the old story that you're telling yourself you never get what you want, you don't have your SP, you may have money problems or whatever this is, you don't see any movement at all, they're hot and cold. And this person right here is only focused on what they don't have. But it's when you decide to say, okay, I have to be a new version of me. So who is the version of me that I'm going to be? I'm the one that is my ideal self. I have an amazing self-concept. Of course, my SP wants to be with me. I'm always loved. I'm always chosen. I've always had an amazing life. I have a magical life. I'm confident. I choose abundance. And this is the thing, you guys, because manifestation and deciding who you want to be is a deliberate choice. It is a deliberate choice that you're going to get your SP. It is a deliberate choice that you're going to be the person that you want to be, no matter what. It is a choice at the end of the day. It's not something that anyone else can decide for you. You are the one choosing it, okay? So one of my clients, she wants her SP back, but there has been a lot of turmoil in the relationship. And there's been a lot of back and forth, and every time she's taken him back, it seems like it's gotten worse and worse and worse. And now he blames her for the reason why he has done the things that he's done. That's one client. My other client wants reconciliation with his wife, but he says that he knows that the reason why, like, she is the way she is because he keeps looking at, who she is, and then deciding something about himself based off of that. So he is self-aware, but it is in the guilt. It is in the guilt. It is dwelling on the old story, even though you're choosing this. Because what this really is you decide that, okay, I want what I want. I want my SP. I want the money. I want whatever it is. You decide and assume your God power, and then you choose the version of who it is that you want to be. So you're like, I cut the door, I shut the door to my senses to this, and I decide I'm going to be my new person now, right? So I decide I'm going to be my new person, but then I'm moving on that path here. I'm moving on that path, and then I see something on the outside, and I'm like, oh no, you know, he's not going to be with me. And then you're like, oh, well, wait, I still am that same person. And then you're like, oh no, like he's not coming back, and it's been this long, and it's been the time, and it's been this, and it's been that. And then you're like, oh no, and then you're like, oh no, and then you're, oh no. So it's back and forth. It's the double-mindedness in who you are being, not who your SP is being, because they're only showing up in this way based off of the behaviors that you've accepted for the person that is this. Now, like I said, you guys, this person, this version of you who is not confident, does not get what they want, has low self-esteem, whatever this is, this version of you are two different people, and this version of you has never experienced anything that this person has experienced. Has never had any confidence issues, has never had any problem getting what they want. And that's what it means when you close the door on this and you're a brand new individual and you choose your ideal self, you choose the confidence, you choose the abundance, you choose that you're going to get your SP, you choose that you're going to get whatever you want. It is a constant choice in this no matter what. It has nothing to do with a person, because they can only show up and unfold themselves in order to reflect who it is you're being. And it's the continuation of dwelling and acting on what they're doing, constantly looking at that and making it mean something about you, which keeps you perpetuated in this, instead of saying, no, I am the source, and I'm going to keep assuming that everything is working out in my favor, that regardless, I am the person that I want to be. It's because you keep accepting this, you keep accepting this, you keep accepting what they're doing in this state, then you are going to keep reflecting this, you guys. And like I said, it's two different identities, so who don't have the same experience. And like I said, the dwelling on the old story is from the guilt, it's from the punishment. And because this story, this old story, has nothing to do with your new story, it's the thinking that we have to clean up or fix or go back and do something to make this person change outside of us, because we look at it and we're like, oh my gosh. Deep down what we're thinking, oh my gosh, that's what I think of myself right now. That's what I'm choosing to be. And so we feel like we gotta like repaint the picture and restructure it to be like what we want it to be. But we can't when we're in that state, when we're choosing the behaviors of low self-esteem, choosing the identity of someone who never gets what they want, choosing the identity of someone who is in lack. We're never going to be able to reshuffle this picture. It doesn't matter how many times we come back to that person. They're going to keep on pointing back to us stronger and stronger that you're choosing to be the person who is not the person that you want to be. And so we have to see that and have to decide to commit by choosing continuously the person who is chosen, who is loved, who only knows abundance, who has always been successful, whatever this is, you guys. And it has to be a consistent thing. And you're choosing it within, you're envisioning it within, you're imagining it within. The evidence is never going to appear on the outside first, you guys. It's going to appear within you, and it has to unfold through you. I wrote this down. I said, remember the lifelines. Both of these lifelines, they live on. This version of you who, when you decide to be this person, this new person, and commit to it, this version still lives on. This is why you can jump back to it at any time. This is why you can jump back to it and feel those feelings, and you could jump back here and feel those feelings, because they both go on. But it's the continuously choosing who you want to be, who you're going to show up as every moment. Every moment is a new moment, because you only have now. You only have now, and all exists right now. So you're either going to keep choosing who you want to be, your ideal self. You're with the partner already. You're not worried about what's going on out here. I'm the person who gets what I want. Of course my SP is with me. Of course I have the money. Of course they're showing up the way that I want them to do. And when you don't consider this, You don't have to consider any of this. When you choose a new version of yourself, you don't have to consider anything from the past, you guys. And I think this is where a lot of us get upset, because like I said, it's the bigger picture is you can't be upset at the old version of you, because that old version of you only has that identity, one of low self-esteem. That is that role that that character plays. But this new identity is the abundant character, and that is the behaviors and what they're wired with. They're two different versions of you. They're still both you, but just two different versions of you that exist at any time. It's their character. It's that character that needs that storyline to thrive. It's what that character, the script that that character has in order for that story to thrive, you guys. I hope that you see that. So the new version of you, who is successful, who is abundant, who thinks highly of themselves, etc., the new story, whoever that version of you is, the way the storyline plays out over there is nothing but abundance, because that is the behavior traits and the characteristics that that version of you has. So it has to be that way, you guys. But when you are double-minded, going back and forth, thinking that this is somehow in connection to this, when you decide who you want to be, this ceases to exist. This ceases to exist. Although you may see remnants of it, this ceases to exist, okay? So you have to continuously choose who you're going to be. You can't be 1 foot in and 1 foot out. You can't be hot, or you can't be lukewarm. You got to be one. You got to be hot for what it is that you want, you guys. And this is an identity switch. It has nothing to do with your specific person at all. This has nothing to do with what's going on the outside. This is you choosing who you are going to be. I am the source. I am the one who gets what I want. I am the person that gets the money easily and effortlessly. I am the person that gets any specific person I want easily and effortlessly. That is the choice. Or you're responding to what's old and in the past and saying, oh no, like I'm not that person because of what's going on out here. That's the difference, you guys. You have to stick with the new identity, and it will unfold. The people will conform. The world will conform. It has to. But you have to choose this day who you're going to serve. I really want to say, just by logic, you guys, if you were thinking logically at all, by logic, you have to realize that the fact that you dislike that reality that you're in so bad is proof enough that you have actually moved out of it. Because when we're looking back in hindsight at that reality and everything that that version of us created, sometimes we'll look at it and be like, why would I create something like that? Like, why would I even create anything like that? That is not what I would create. And it's the looking back at that, thinking that you have to fix that and rearrange that, which is what makes you feel guilty about the situation, okay? You don't have to fix anything, because that has nothing to do with this new version of you, you guys. It will fix itself. You just have to keep choosing abundance. You have to keep choosing love. You have to keep choosing your magical life. You have to keep choosing that life is going the way that you want it to go, all right? So you guys, I love you so much. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you to all my clients. If you want me to help you make sense of this for you and your situation and want to work with me, go ahead and book a session with me. Down below we have phone and email. Plus, you guys, I now have 4-week sessions available as well for the people who ask. So thank you so much, you guys. Remember, imagination is always on your side, and I am too. Bye.